We got the internet's least favorite YouTube rapper, Dax. Who knows a Dax? We're gonna watch this little 80-minute documentary. Let's go.
Dax is a rapper who
just from TikTok. Well, I know a little bit about Dax, but he is very, very hated. So let's see the internet's least favorite. Let's hear about the story of Dax. Okay.
came into the YouTube rap scene at the
Hey, Mr. Dax. Hey, see, this is what I'm saying. So chat, you guys are proving this right. He is very overhated. See, this is what I'm saying, Apples. Look how hated he is. My brother's just on the screen looking at us, and everyone's already hating on him. Crazy, okay. So this shows that it's true. He's the least favorite YouTube rapper. Let's find out why.
Dax is a rapper who came into the YouTube rap scene at the perfect time. Mumble rap was coming out, and in retaliation, many people flocked to these self-proclaimed lyrical rappers that lived on YouTube.
He has 3 million monthly listeners. How is he overhated? Because he's hated by the masses. Just because he got 3 million monthly listeners doesn't mean he's not hated or overhated.
However,
and my stance on Dax is he's corny, but he's overhated. I agree. He gets people think he's way worse than he is. But he's not anything special. He's not like the next coming of Jesus, but he's not the worst. He's not the worst rapper I've heard based on the way people make it out. You think this guy killed their full family and you know what I'm saying, pissed on the graves, but I won't go that far.
that style quickly became very corny, as many music listeners embraced the mumble rappers coming out at the time. The lyrical rappers on YouTube began dying out quickly, but somehow Dax was able to double down on this style, and despite many people thinking it was very corny, he was able to turn that around into a successful career, and this is how he did it. Also, if you like music, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be posting a video every Sunday at 12 p.m. CST, so feel free to stick around.
So I would use different tactics in order to like prepare myself for the next jump, the next move, all that stuff. So
in 2016, Dax released his first song to YouTube called One Dance Spoken Word. See, Dax had been writing poetry for fun on the side, but after one of his basketball teammates said he liked it, Dax decided to start making music. In late 2016, he continued releasing songs, spoken word, and remixes of other songs
7 years ago.
Timmy Turner. But he really caught his big break in February of 2017 when he released the song Catch Me Outside, which was a play on the popular meme at the time that was started by Danielle Bergoli. This video blew up and is currently sitting at 22 million views. Dax was quickly able to figure out that taking advantage of trendy topics and trending songs was a strength he needed to play to. He started remixing tons of hot songs like Look at Me by XXXTentacion, Mask Off by Future, and Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. His videos are almost like a time capsule of old YouTube, because there's no crazy production or special effects, it's just a guy rapping over someone else's beat on camera. He also released his own original music, but that didn't always do as well. One of the things
I actually think he's alright.
that really helped Dax garner a fan base was his lyrical ability. Dax was a good rapper, there's no debating that. He could rhyme good and rap fast. But at the time, this style of rap was in high demand, and that's because something else was going on in the mid-2010s. Rappers like Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty, Kodak Black, Playboi Carti, Lil Pump, and all of those other guys were blowing up in this decade. They made a different style of rap that was much less focused on lyrics and more so focused on the production and overall vibe of the song. This led to a big divide in the rap community, with a lot of people loving it, while a lot of others were upset that rap seemed to be departing from its lyrical roots. Then the term mumble rap began floating around the internet, being used to mock these new artists who weren't real lyricists. And almost in retaliation to the mumble rap era, the lyrical YouTube rapper era was born. To clarify, I'm not talking about people like Jake Paul or Rice Gum. Instead, I'm referring to people like Crypt, Gone, Quideka, Dax of
Not the GOAT Quideka, man. How are you going to put him in this category?
course, and others like that. There was even a song called Death to Mumble Rap, which I think sums up this era pretty well.
Yeah, horror song. Yeah, this is something I don't get. Why do people want to act above the current rap and call it mumble rap and then be like they're on some lyrical miracle type shit?
That's you! That's you!
These YouTubers were able to capitalize on people's hunger.
Yeah, like, I feel like you can respect both sides. There's no point in having your whole argument to come at the other side. Just do your thing, stick in your lane, do your lyrical miracle shit. But why use some, like, the mumble rap shit to boost yourself? It makes no sense to me.
For real lyricism and fast flows, which led to a ton of new artists blowing up on YouTube. Dax, one of the leading figures in this movement, was able to benefit from the massive amount of attention that scene was receiving. Before corny tracks like Death to Mumble Rap came out, the scene was honestly fun and well received for a while. and right in the middle of it was Dax. He continued releasing music consistently, growing his fan base. He was working with artists like OT Genesis, Futuristic, and Hobson when releasing his original music, and also continued releasing his remixes. Dax was able to use the YouTube algorithm and trends to his advantage to blow up.
Or I can do what I gotta do to gain an audience, and once they come to my shit, they'll see that, oh man, this motherfucker is actually talented. So I'm like, hey, you know, this YouTube route is good. I don't want to be a YouTuber, but I can use my skills to make songs and diss tracks on some of these guys to where the songs still sound like actual songs, but they're
that's
diss tracks
clever.
at the same time.
After posting something like a remix or a diss
I feel
track,
like his marketing's good because he's obviously pulling numbers now, so some shit's worked out for him in the process.
follow up with his own original music, hoping to get the attention of followers who were into the more trendy stuff.
Put out a diss track.
I don't know if he means sneak dissing. I think he means like I think he means like it's not really sneak dissing because he's technically claiming it as a diss. It's kind of the opposite of sneak dissing, right? Because he's saying that he's essentially calling it a diss track. So he's not really sneak dissing, but it's kind of like the opposite because he's calling it a diss track, but it's not really a diss track, but it's kind of a diss track. But it's more to promote the actual music that is part of the track. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the opposite of sneak dissing, right?
I'd throw one of my own songs in there. You know, for example.
Yeah, like so he'd throw like he's saying he'd throw like a line or two, like a diss line or two, into the track and then call the whole thing a diss track, even though like it was really just thrown in skill, which is kind of clever.
Understand, like I Want is a hit song. It's almost got 3 million views. You know what I mean? So that's like another, you know, hit right there. So I would use different tactics in order to like prepare myself for the next jump, the next move, all that stuff. So
Dax proceeded to go on a bit of a hot streak with songs like She Cheated Again, Rap God Freestyle, Kill Shot
There
Freestyle,
was some views though, 25, 27, and 20 mil.
and more, racking in millions of views on every track. He also had a brief back and forth with KSI after they both took a shot at each other in their songs.
Mental.
For a time during the YouTube rapper era, KSI was one of the top dogs. Not necessarily because his music was good, but just because he had a big fan base. And when KSI went on a podcast with rapper Randolph and Mini Minter, he took some shots at
This is when the GOAT Quadeca got shots fired, man. Poor Quadeca. Now, actually, you know what? It helped his career, so I can't complain. Bro got called out and then absolutely, yeah, went on some mental streak. Just fucked KSI over.
Dax and called him corny.
I mean, I guess there's
I said KSI, Lucas.
Dax, but like,
I didn't know him. That's it.
I mean, but he's a poor man's Hobson, and Hobson is a poor man's Eminem.
And
So
Eminem
why
is
would-
a poor man's Kendrick.
And yeah, and Eminem's a poor man's
I don't
country.
think
So
that, just so you
why
know.
would anyone want to listen to a poor man's poor man?
Like I said, this resulted in them taking some shots at one another, which in reality just helped Dax grow and get more attention. KSI actually clowned on Dax on his channel multiple times, putting millions of eyes on Dax, although it was in a bit more of a negative light. It seems like the views got to his head, because in January of 2019, he got into a bit of a beef with the rapper Crypt, which really made people think differently of Dax.
Oh, okay.
I encourage anybody
I
in
don't- I
that
don't-
situation to do the same thing.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
about
teach
this. I don't know about this.
my son the same thing, because at the end of the day, man, social media is convincing too many people to act tough when they don't need to.
In January of 2019, the song Four Horsemen with Crypt, Dax, Quadeca, and Screw was released. The song has over 4 million views on YouTube and was super popular among fans. But behind the scenes, Dax was acting like he was too good for everyone else on the song. He even sneak dissed them in the song saying, 3 people on a song with a goat, acting like everyone else was beneath him. It was clear that Dax was becoming full of himself. About a month later, Crypt revealed how Dax was kind of being lazy with his verse and talking behind his back about how whack the song was.
It's like, why aren't you sharing this song? And the thing that irritates me the most is that he said he didn't
Okay, so this is like the worst shit that could happen, really.
like the song or
This
believe
ain't
in
no-
it at all. Even though, like,
That's not nice from Dax. Like, if you're gonna jump on a song for the bag but then not promote it, like that's the shit I don't fuck with. I think like artists would appreciate it more. You know, like it's very nice to see artists promoting other artists when they're being on a song, but like when they don't, you know, they just did that shit for the bag. You know.
he's telling me in messages that it's fire and that it's legendary. He's excited for the video to drop. Send me the song so I can put it in my drive. But then behind my back saying that he doesn't like the song at all, doesn't believe in it. The video and audio is not up to quality and all this other shit. It's like, bro, if you don't like the fucking song, tell me. I'm a man, okay? I am a fucking man. Tell me.
This situation really changed people's perspective on Dax. People began to pick up on the lines in his songs that made him seem cocky. Like when he said, I promise I'm gonna be one of the biggest in about a year. I promise I'll win a Grammy. I promise I'll win an Oscar. After becoming one of the largest people in the YouTube rapper scene, he thought he was better than everyone. The lyrical side of the YouTube
Wait a sec, chat. Sorry.
rapper era culminated, in my opinion, in the YouTube ciphers that were put together by Crypt. These ciphers featured Crypt alongside many other popular YouTube rappers like Randolph, Screw, Mac Lethal, Quideka, and many more. Even Dante was on one of the tracks back when he was putting out music. And one person that was consistently mentioned in the second one was Dax, dissed by pretty much everyone in the cipher. His reputation had been severely damaged after he switched up on his collaborators and was acting like he was way too good to work with them. He had the whole community against him for a period of time. The YouTube rap scene
So he fucked up then, really. What we saying, chat? Well, whose side we on right now?
was small though, and none of them were really involved with mainstream rappers, until Dax decided to take a shot at Tory Lanez.
This was good. This was when I was like, okay, this guy's decent.
Then, I mean, I don't know who gassed this up, but he just bit way more than he could chew and decided to go for Tory Lanez. Yes, you heard that right. It's Dax decided to make a diss track on Tory Lanez.
It wasn't for no reason, because
Yeah, I thought this situation was so mental, but I think Dax is in the right for this. So pretty much, Tory tweeted, "I'm the best rapper alive right now. I'll body," and this I'm aware of this situation. He tweeted this, right? What's on screen right now? And Dax pretty much said, "Okay, let's do that shit." Hella rappers did it, by the way. It's not just Dax. Hella rappers did it. Dax was like way smaller at the time. Joyner Lucas, Don Q, who else? Dream Doll. Hella people came for Tory Lanez, did diss tracks. Dax being one of them. And pretty much what happened, in my opinion, is Dax fucking bodied him. And cause Tory Lanez was cause Dax was way smaller than Tory Lanez, yeah, this shit went south, man.
because Tory had tweeted out,
Because everyone was saying like Dax has bodied you. And obviously because Dax was like he wasn't a solidified name at the time. So Tory just did not fuck with that shit.
that he was the best rapper alive and that he would body anyone else out. So Dax saw this as a challenge, and in February of 2019 released the diss track I'm Not Joyner or Don Q.
Does he
The
play
diss
it?
track was essentially the
Should we play it, chat? Should we play it? Let's do a little recap. I thought he bodied him. I'm gonna be real. I thought he bodied him.
You gotta give me the most, like, I don't know, you gotta give me somebody would have to do something just so immaculate.
Yeah, this was not like slide diss. This was not sneak diss. This was a full diss track.
No hard feelings, my nigga. Like the prices best, my nigga. What is the criteria? All of that subjective like the prices in Nigeria. How can you compare yourself to all of your superiors? A Jay, Kendrick, or Cole, my nigga, you inferior. All for social media, you preaching to the choir. I was summoned by the greats, I'm here to force you to retire. I am not a preacher, I am not a teacher. I require only pens, pencil, and pads to burn you in this fire. This is not a game. You are playing checkers, I've been playing chess. You might be what's on, but I'm what's up, and I'm what's on next. Prodigy, that's why they had a ghostwriter calling me. I kept it on the hush, that's a Canadian conglomerate. Honestly, I was taught to play fair. I won't make a joke about your height or your new hair. I won't talk about your sexuality, I don't care. Dream Doll addressed it, so I ain't finna go
I thought
there.
this was cool.
Listen, Tory Lanez, you better stay in your lane. Stick to rapping about the bitches, money, cars, and cocaine. I ain't hating cause I know you putting food on your plate. But if you have no substance, you can't be great. You got bars, little nigga, but they hold no weight. I move mountains with my shit, make the whole world shake. Astronomical the motherfucking globe, man, come on, Tory. Why you lying to these niggas? Why you claim you the best? What you hiding from these niggas? Get that shit up off your chest and we'll still ride with you, nigga. Boy, you better show respect. Pac died for you, nigga. Yeah, in a different category. Married to the game, you now divorced and paying alimony. I am not a saint. This is not a holy matrimony. I am not your peer. Truth. You quit, have girls sing along with you to all your shit making, but it's actually personified a mammoth. Feasting through a rap game famine, bars immigrated, caught up like you 21 Savage. I am not the other people you battled, I won't get personal. I rap and sing just like you, but it's purposeful. Don Q let you live, Joyner murdered you, I cut you up limb by limb.
I thought this was cool, I thought this was cool.
To be the best, you have to speak on more topics than your riches. I'm a rapper for the people, you a rapper for the bitches. Change
mantra of the YouTube rap era, as Dax was criticizing Tory for not making music about anything of substance. But this didn't sit well with Tory, who actually ran into Dax outside of a club and decided to press him.
That had to be bullshit. I'm gonna be real. Dax was dumb because they're both from Canada, but there's no chance he ran into him outside a club on like 2 days after the track. That's some bullshit. This guy found out where he was 100%. This guy got his brothers to do that shit. that dirty work. There's no chance he just ran into him. After the whole net was saying Dax has fucked you up like that. There is no chance. He was like, he got on the phone to his brothers. He said, guys, yeah, go find this janitor running around. You know what I'm saying? He did a little diss track online. Go find this bitch and let's pull up on him.
Forcing him to apologize.
Come here, this shit, or this shit's not gonna end, man. Or this shit's not gonna end.
And then this is the video where Tory Lanez pretty much pulled up on Dax. So the story goes something like this. Pretty much Dax is in the club. Tory comes in, Dax is solo. Tory's with like 4 of his boys. And they come up, they find him. Dax runs out the club. They chase him for a while, which is why they're all out of breath in this video. They get him. And pretty much, did they take his chain or something? And then they pretty much came back to get the video to put out. So like, this is where Dax is apologizing. So apparently they let him, and then they came back because they're like, we want to get the video to put it on the internet to like say, don't fuck with Tory Lanez. But to me, this is just bullshit because you're claiming you're the best. You had a brother that's like where he's not even like known at this point. Make a diss track on you, kind of fuck you up a little bit, and then it hurt your pride. So you pull up on him with 4 of your boys and not solo. Like, come on, man. Tory Lanez is smaller than me, and I'm a small guy. Like, Tory would not do this shit solo. And Dax pretty much said that the reason he apologized is because obviously there's 4 of these guys, and he didn't know he was gonna get shot and killed.
Apologize, bro. Apologize, bro. Or you know what's going on. Apologize, my. Apologize. I got you, bro. Apologize. Say sorry. Say sorry. Sorry, G. All right, bet. I got you.
This situation was pretty embarrassing for Dax. He had his pride hurt and was forced to apologize to Tory on camera.
Yes, I'm taller than Tory Lanez. Do you know how small Tory Lanez is, brother? Do you understand how small Tory Lanez is? Bro stands up when he's the same height. How am I not taller than Tory Lanez? Why is he coming with me? He's literally 5'5", man.
Camera. They both were later interviewed on this topic, and Dax gave his side of the story.
You see me on the car like tired as shit.
Right. And so, what was going through your head when he was like telling you to apologize? Because that must
This
have
is
felt
what
like
was going through my head. And I
obviously,
think
you're not really sorry. So that's the
you know
first
what I mean?
important thing.
This is what's going through my head. I've always told myself like I'm never gonna let social media make me make dumb decisions. You know, I had done getting hit in the club. I had already sprinted a half fucking marathon. So I'm like, yo, I'm tired. I'm trying to go home, eat, and Tinder swipe, G. You know what I mean? So I'm there. I'm just like, man, shit. Okay. The world wants me to be a big dude and be like, nah, fuck you. But I'll be like, you know what? I gotta go home to my family and shit. I'm like, all right, bro, my bad. Say sorry. All right, bro, sorry. And then the shit was over.
Right.
And I encourage anybody in that situation to do the same thing. I'm gonna teach my son the same thing because at the end of the day, man, social media is convincing too many people to act tough when they don't need to. And the same people that are telling you to act tough are the same people who will be saying RIP.
The situation was pretty divisive, with many people thinking that Dax was weak for being ordered to apologize on camera, with others saying that Dax was absolutely right in doing so, as in reality it wasn't much of a big deal. Since Dax wasn't a mainstream artist, many people only exposed...
It's a sticky situation, really. But, yeah, I mean, knowing the whole Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation, brother could have been shot. Brother could have been dead. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones. Yeah, I do. I know him through DC The Don.
Exposure to him was seeing him get pressed by Tory. Not only that, but despite Dax saying he was jumped in interviews, Tory said to DJ Academics that he just randomly saw Dax and that Dax made that story up to seem less weak. So many people thought that Dax was lying about this situation. Following that, he even had Nav calling him corny in a video for Genius.
Nah, I can't. Nah, I just can't. It's like, come on, bro, this is corny. Ain't this the guy that said sorry to Tory Lanez or something? It looks familiar. Yeah, it is. He's crying over a girl that left for another dude.
Yeah, this must have been a point where, like, when everyone, because obviously this went mainstream. I think this was like his mainstream break. So at this point, everyone in the mainstream rap was like, yeah, this guy's corny, man. Apologizing.
By this point, Dax was a huge artist, but he was also known as a prideful, corny, egotistical rapper. But it wasn't over, as 2019 would be a very rough year for Dax's image. In March of 2019, the YouTuber Progress released a video called Dax Stole a Lil Peep Verse and More. In the video, he explained how Dax's song Not Tonight featuring Lil Peep was actually stolen from the guy who owned the rights to it. Basically, Dax was trying to get a feature on the song with the guy who owned the rights to it, but said he needed the track with the open to get it cleared by his management. Then he turned around, had the beat remade, changed some stuff around, and posted it as if it was his song featuring Lil Peep, using his death to try to get some extra attention to his channel.
Okay,
He even posted a music video.
I'm gonna take this guy's word for it, by the way. This is fucked, obviously. But it seems like there's a lot of DMs and shit to read through here. So I don't really know how this situation generally played out. I'm gonna take the YouTube video guy's word for it, obviously, because he seems like a decent source. But yeah, this seems like a complicated situation.
With stolen clips from other Peep videos.
But this is
Shortly
fucked.
after releasing it though, it was deleted, likely because of copyright or hate, and it was somewhat forgotten about until Progress covered it on his channel.
As Blaine told me directly, and other screenshots out there from others involved show, Dax begged to be on the song. And this was because he originally had declined because he didn't think Peep mattered at all, but after realizing that he was, he tried to take advantage of it. He even used the "I could have been the biggest thing they worked with" line on them, just like he did to Dario.
I mean, I don't really listen to Lil Peep heavy, but RIP Lil Peep.
And says that it's somehow bullshit that they told him either he does things properly or they want their 6K.
As soon as I dropped the vid, dude hit me up on some help me get clout or give me 6K bullshit. It's all good, my G, stay blessed. I don't know what this means.
For the Lil Peep verse, I don't see how that's bullshit. It's kinda just how things work, Dax.
On top of that, in this video, Dax was caught.
Yeah, obviously, I'm a trusty guy that made a video that this is how it played out, but I don't know the whole situation. There seems like a lot to this to be able to understand who's in the right or how deep the situation went.
Scamming his fans after promising a feature and then not delivering.
From the start, the set price was not given. They intentionally told Dario to pay through PayPal friends and family, knowing he wouldn't be able to get purchase protection, wouldn't give the down payment back even though it was not specified that it was non-refundable, pressured him with saying his friends were wrong and that this may be the biggest feature he ever gets, refused to drive less than an hour to sign a contract which was desperately needed at this point, and then tried to get Dario to pay $2,000 without a contract to sign a contract.
This just seems
Following this,
complicated
Dax
to me.
just kept the money that the guy already paid him, and he never gave him the feature. One fan commented, "Damn, after Dax was on that track with Hobson, I became a fan. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to dislike your video at first, but you won me over by the end. Dax is a bad person for real, no longer a fan." This also isn't the only time this has happened, as he allegedly stole money from someone a couple years ago,
What is this fucked up?
as claimed by a guy on Reddit, with other people in the comments claiming they know other people that this has happened to. His huge promise of being the biggest in a year and winning Grammys never came true. Instead, he had a hurt reputation, he was known for being cocky, he got clowned by Tory Lanez, got clowned on by Nav, got exposed for scamming and stealing a Lil Peep verse, and caught doing a bunch more bad stuff. So after this, Dax had to figure out how to recover.
You're insane. You're in pain. I can tell by what you're saying, but...
Okay, so
Ironically
obviously,
enough,
this must be in phases. So we had the Tory Lanez bit, yeah, okay. We had this bit, which was obviously time ago, and then this is the bit we know about.
I think the song "Death to Mumble Rap" actually marked the death of the YouTube
Pretty much
rapper.
what Dax did is he kind of embraced the fact he was getting clowned. Because obviously, at this point, I think he just fucked up his reputation because the Tory Lanez shit, all the shit that went on, he was like getting called corny by the mainstream. It seems like, in my opinion, from my view, of what I've seen of him recent times, he's just been like, fuck it, let me just embrace the fact I'm cringe, and just lent into it so much more. And somehow, yeah, he's managed to make it work. Like, he has 3.5 million monthly listeners, so it's a weird situation, man.
Era. Everyone on that song and many artists in that community slowly began declining, and people's interest in that scene began waning. But somehow, Dax remained popular. He had a strong core fan base consistently helping him pull in over 1 million views per video. And he even had huge songs like Dear God. He released the EP I'll Say It For You and got some decent streams. But outside of his fan base, he had just as much hate as he had love. Logic is another artist with a similar situation to Dax, just on a larger scale. Logic has seen immense success in the music industry, more success than 99% of artists will ever see, yet he is constantly mocked on the internet, and Dax seems to be in the same boat. In 2021, Dax released the album Pain Paints Paintings, and it was received very poorly. It featured artists like Tom MacDonald, Lecrae, Yellow Wolf, Clever, and more. Also, as many of you probably know, Tom MacDonald is disliked and found corny by many rap
Tom
fans,
MacDonald's is fucking shit, man.
which didn't help Dax's situation at all. It got decent streams from his fans, but similarly to Logic, the general public was not big on the album. On Rate Your Music, it got a 1.2 out of 5 from 112 ratings. And on Album of the Year, it got a 17 out of 100 from 108 ratings. It had reviews
bro, but this guy stinks.
Views like, as expected, corny and unlikable garbage. Good job, Dax, you clout chasing numbnut. And I promise this is the
I still think this is overhead though. This is why I say I think this guy's overhead. Because I don't think it's a 0. I just don't think it's a... How can this be one of the worst albums you ever heard, man? Like, I'm not trying to say the guy is a goat at all, by any means. But I think he's just mid. I don't think he's the worst. I think he's just mid.
worst album I have ever heard. Even the title and cover art for the album...
Lucas, you're proving my point further, to be honest. He's overhated, man.
...are viewed as corny. For example, look at the artistry when Kendrick does an...
He's just very mid. He's not like the shittest rapper I've ever heard.
...respective album, with songs like Mirror, and then compare it to how Dax does it.
How am I glazing a brother for calling him mid? How is that glaze for calling a brother mid? How does that even make sense? I'm literally not even saying he's sick. I'm just saying he's overhated.
Regardless, that wasn't all that would happen that would tarnish Dax's public image. He continued doing things that many onlookers outside of his fan base found extremely corny, like in 2022 when he did the open verse challenge for his song Joker.
You're insane. You're in pain. I can tell by what you're saying, but...
Yeah, this corny. This fucked.
This obviously was pretty cringy, led to a ton of memes and some hilarious duets from some other TikTokers, and it was super viral. Someone once asked on Reddit why Dax is so hated, and many users were able to sum up the general consensus on him. Has anyone mentioned he's corny yet? Very cheesy, lyrical, miracle, spiritual, individual type of rapper. Dude can rap his ass off, he's just too try hard and sweaty.
Okay, the other ones are valid, but how can you say a guy too try hard and sweaty? What, you're just not meant to try when you make music, chap? How could he be too try hard and sweaty at making music? That makes you, the other ones, yeah, but what the fuck?
I looked at the cover art for Joker and listened to about 20 seconds of it and found out why. He's corny. The thing is, Dax was always the same artist. He never changed. He never became corny. He always was. However, people just had a different perception of him because of the time. Many of his fans seem to have grown out of the lyrical schmirical style of rap and began understanding actual artistry, which Dax wasn't too great at. But
why are you insulting me like that, Lucas? That is such an insult to me. To say I'm like above Dax, brother. The fact you even put me in the same sentence as Dax is mental. I clear that, brother.
Dax was persistent with his output, feeding the fans he did have, and plotting to grow despite the corny YouTube rapper box he was placed in.
They will basically reinvent themselves, their sound, their messaging, their everything.
Time out, Lucas. Just about above him? You were just rinsing that guy and you're going to say I'm just about above him? Hey, when my album releases, I'm going to make sure you get blacklisted from Spotify so you can never listen to that shit. How I got album mode in my title and you're going to say I'm just about above Dax? Mental. Enjoy that, brother. Enjoy that, bro.
Trying to escape the corny rapper box that he was placed in, it seems like Dax leaned into it. Whether or not it was intentional, Dax continued putting out the same sort of music with the same subject matter, although he sort of began pandering it to a different audience. Instead of trying to market his music to a younger
Enjoy that, Lewis.
audience,
hey, who else? Who else something nice?
And talking about how he's the best rapper, Dax shifted his target demographic to a different audience that isn't so quick to call out corniness.
God, it basically distills everything I hate about some artists operating within the YouTube rap scene. They will basically reinvent themselves, their sound, their messaging, their everything in order to pander to a specific group of people who they have in mind for the song. And for whatever reason, this audience usually ends up falling under the umbrella phrase of, well, I don't usually like hip hop, but this?
On March 11th of 2022, Dax released the song Dear Alcohol, which became a huge song and has over 89 million views on his YouTube channel. It's his...
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know I had 89 mil. 89 mil is absolutely mental. I remember reacting to this on stream.
Dax released the song Dear Alcohol, which became a huge song and has over
89 mil. Bro, that is pretty mental, chat.
Million views on his YouTube channel. It's his biggest song by far, and it reached a slightly different audience. Dear Alcohol is a country rap type of song where he sung with a bit of country twang about alcoholism. The song had comments like, I'm 7 days sober today. It might not sound like much, but from someone that drank every day for the last 10 years, it's huge. It's a battle every day, but it's a battle I'll fight. It's clear that this song, his biggest song ever, attracted a slightly different fan base than he had before. He continued releasing music, some rap songs, some not. Like his song To Be a Man, which again was more of a country song. That song was pretty huge and eventually even got a remix with the popular singer-songwriter Darius Rucker.
So he must have just, it feels like his Dax has just kind of lent into the whole, I feel like before he was kind of trying to like pander to like the LA lifestyling, you know, like be this lyrical miracle kind of a guy, but also try be like one of the mainstream guys, you know what I'm saying? Like he like obviously rap about bitches, claws, all that shit. But now I feel like he's kind of just embraced the corniness and just became like kind of pandered to like an older like generation.
For example, in his latest song Eternity, he detailed pretty obvious things about how life is so brief. We all die.
I guess, what do you do in that situation? Like, genuine question. Do you continue trying to try and be this person who wants to rap about all this cool shit, but you keep getting hate? Or do you try and somewhat make light of a bad situation and despite still getting a lot of hate, make a bag while doing it and kind of just lean in?
It isn't that impactful on the earth, so we should just live in the moment. Very existential stuff, but nothing profound. However, this sort of music means much more.
Yeah, I feel like at this point he had no choice but to just accept the fact that he has that label on his name. I feel like his reputation was at the point where it's like, I just got to embrace this and at least I can and kind of discover a new audience and make money while doing it, which I can't personally really hate that.
To his newer audience.
Because you either do that or you just die out. And, you know, and now he's 89 mil. I guess he's as big as he ever has been by pandering to this new. I wouldn't even call it pandering because I feel like that's kind of how he is. Like the corniness is how he is. I feel like before he was trying to pander and it kind of just didn't work because he wasn't really about it
than it did to his previous one. The video has comments like, "As I am on the brink of retirement, this hit me hard." And
yeah,
I am in my
went from like trying to get like teens to bump his music to now getting like retirement homes.
And I have never felt music like what you put out. Dax continued to be blessed and a blessing to others. So it's clear that Dax has developed a different audience than he had back in 2018 and 2019. An audience that doesn't care as much if he's the hardest or best rapper out now. They just want to hear songs that speak to them, and that is what Dax is doing. They also probably aren't aware of some of the scummy stuff Dax did a while ago, so that probably helps. So whether or not it was intentional, Dax's embracing of a new audience has helped him gain over 4 million subscribers in the past 4 years. His song Dear Alcohol went gold and debuted at number 28 on the US Hot Country Songs charts. He also got nominated for Breakthrough Artist of the Year at the 2023 Canadian Music Awards.
I wonder how much hate I see him get.
He even won top selling Canadian single of the year with Dear Alcohol. It's clear that for better or for worse, sticking to his guns and doubling down on his corniness has helped Dax become more successful than he ever has been before.
Yeah, that's mental. That was a good video. That was a very fucking good video, by the way. I'm gonna get a little round of applause. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was a good little video. Very interesting. But yeah, I think I'm already subscribed. I like that. It was very insightful and it took us through the whole story. My opinion, obviously, you guys know. You guys are already saying in chat that I'm glazing the brother, but I still think he's mid. But I still stand by the fact I do think he's overhated. My opinion on Dax, he's overhated. But yeah, this kind of explains the whole situation as to why he is where he is. And all I can say is I can't hate on a brother who's getting money, man. So at least he switched that shit around. He's making his bank. But yeah, right now his music's not for me at all. But at least I don't know. At least he's making money, and I assume enjoying what he does.